common as it is, but it is. So, do you want to keep your natural nails today? Okay, she wants to keep her natural nails. So I'm not clipping. So I'm gonna prep her nails. When you're doing, depending on the tip that you're doing, Kayla wants almond, so, or stiletto. With the almond and stilettos, because they are prefabricated at the cuticle area up into the free edge, you're going to round their nails out. So that way, if you keep it square, the corners of the nails will stay. Force a tip on. If a flat tip does not fit, do not force it on. Go to the sculpted, and you'll have a better chance of it actually fitting to her nail, and it won't lift. If it's too small, if it's too big, it will lift. It will have this kind of edge at the cuticle area as it starts to grow out. I have seen people put the tips on that were too small, squeezing it to fit for whatever reason, whether they wanted to or whatever, they didn't have enough tips. I've seen them come off of clients in a day. So this is going to be your almond hand. What was on your nails prior to this?
It was gel.
Gel.
Yeah.
Okay. As I'm doing her nails, I'm assessing it and just making sure, like I believe on this hand, on this specific finger, Kayla might end up being a sculpted tip. And the only reason why I say that is because outside of the apex being raised, the sides, so with the flat tips, if you guys can see, okay, so that will depend on whether she needs a sculpted or a regular tip. If anything is sensitive or uncomfortable. Oh my Lord. Okay, lint-free wipes. Thank you. If there's, I don't know if you got a partner on or whatever, but I'm gonna just okay, so my all-time favorite dehydrator is acetone, but for all nail stayboard purposes, use alcohol. But acetone sometimes is my best friend, and I really like it because it dries faster. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into prepping her nails. I'm going to push back her cuticles. You can do a wet or a cuticle remover or softener, or you can do dry cuticle work. Confident in using nippers.
I'm good with it.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'll say.
Scared at first, but I feel like I'm having enough practice by now.
Good. That's okay. I was too for the longest, honestly. I would always suggest nipping yourself. Start there. If you hurt anything, you hurt you first. I don't recommend it. I got a long list of reasons, but I really don't recommend it.
Who asked that question?
I don't know her name.
Dominique.
Dominique.
I just wanted to know.
That you got that check
Hmm?
from? That you found?
I just wanted to know that I was just curious.
You can hurt your clients. You can damage the nail bed. You don't need so much power on the natural nail. Your regular, if you go too hard just with your own stripe and strength, you can hurt them, you can ruin the nail bed. The one thing I do love my drill for is getting into that cuticle area when it comes to enhancements, acrylic, hard gel, even a fill-in. If you choose to do a fill-in with Gel-X, you can just get in there real fine and you don't have to worry about trying to nook and cranny with the hand. The shine off of her natural nail, you want to have an etched nail. If you do not do this part correctly, it'll pop off their nails. The Gel X will pop off of their nails. Any oils or anything like that with any enhancements or any product will cause lifting and premature chipping and things like that.
Quick question.
They won't have this, and they'll set the finger on there. You can use a finger holder. So with the round, or not with the round, but with the try and hold it like this. So I'm holding it as close to the cuticle area as much as possible. What was my question? Okay, why not?
It's a lot of space in between. It's a big gap.
In between where?
Her nail bed.
The nail bed and the tip.
There is a gap, but the gap is not necessarily with her nail sticking out. The gap is the edge of the tip here is overlapping her sidewall. So, I know, I'm sorry. So, if you can, the edge of this, the cuticle area here, is wider than her sidewalls. So if I were something that is not supposed to go on, which is the skin, you don't want it to go on the skin. No, this one is her size because when I add that little bit of pressure, it folds neatly onto both sidewalls, onto each corner of her finger, all the way down to the free edge, versus if I were to use an 8, just right, but I still have some nail exposed here. Two things I can do. I can go for the sculpted tip, wherever that went, or sometimes you might not need that and you can just come in and round it a little more. The only reason why I'm not gonna do that with Kayla is because that's the way her natural nail bed is. If you didn't file it right, you'll be able to tell, like, okay, that's some free edge I can get. If I try to round that out, I'm trying to round her skin. We don't wanna round the skin. We don't wanna do anything that's gonna cause any issues. 100, 180 or whatever, use your softer side because the Gel X tip is, like I said, it goes from like a thick to thin. I don't know if when you guys had the tips, you looked at it kind of like from this angle. So if you look at it from this angle, your thicker portion is going to be here at the free edge and the thinnest portion is going to be here to give it that more natural look and make it more flush to the nail bed. So I'm going to go in and you kind of, you don't want too much, but you kind of like place it there and then kind of scratch at it. What, the lamp? Oh, Lord. Okay, if you notice when I go back in for Extend Gel on this portion, I don't dip my brush all the way in. I just kind of scrape up the excess that is on the side. If it's not enough, I'll go back in maybe a quarter of a way. And then I don't want much. I don't want like a whole bead or anything. I just want enough to just do a thin layer. But I'm going to go ahead and apply this to her nail if you want to record. So I'm gonna start at the cuticle area. You can see the Extend Gel flow itself down. Can you see that? It's flowing itself down. Like, oh, I wanna keep it like this. It looks like a glass nail. Cool. That's what you wanna do it. The way I'm gonna start at the cuticle area and just watch it work its way down. So this, my client is, if they're like, oh, I like short, but I don't know, but okay, short is kind of long. This is long for some people. Even though it's short, this is long. So I'll hold a short and I'll hold an extra short and I'll be like, okay, if they're like, oh, I want medium, it looks like her nail. That's the goal that I'm going for.